got a really fun one to share with you guys right now. Now, I do a lot of auto appraisal work, and I have for quite a while. And obviously, with my inclusion into the Sticker Shock TV show on Discovery Channel, that picked up quite a bit. And so I've been getting calls from people who have a car in their garage that they want to find out what it's worth. And it's been awesome because it's really added to my passion and my experience of chasing these cars that have been sitting for a long time. Well, this past week, I came across probably one of the most spectacular cars that has crossed my path. And I want to share that story with you. So apparently this gentleman had passed away. He had owned several cars for many years. And one in particular, a Shelby Mustang, he had purchased, we believe in 1970 or shortly thereafter, because there's paperwork that shows that. And when you get a call that there's a Shelby Mustang somewhere, you get in your damn truck and you go. So I followed the directions and made the drive, which was a significant run, and arrived at the address and was greeted by my contact there, and was led into the backyard of this pretty nondescript suburban home. And there, sitting in the dirt, is a 1968 Shelby GT500KR. 4-speed car, original paint, cooking in the hot desert sun. Absolutely mind-blowing scene. There's a big garage there on the property, and this car's not in it. I mean, strange stories you come across when you're out there. You can't make this sort of thing up. But this particular car, it needs to find a home. The original owner has passed away. And it's time. So I'm there to appraise the car and to advise them on what I feel is the best way to market it and sell it. I've done a lot of work with the auction companies in the past. There's definitely some players in that game that are really good, as well as a lot of collectors out there that paw for a car like this. But I'm going to savor this. I'm standing in the backyard with a dusty Shelby GT500KR. Absolutely insane. The details, this thing's been sitting out there forever. Hot desert sun cooking all the soft bits. The paint's pretty well fried off of it, but you can see the original graphics, the original paint color. Everything's pretty untouched. The dash pad is curled up like nothing I've ever seen. To think that this piece actually had some flexibility to it right now is pretty humorous. But in any case, really, really neat car and really quite complete. Now, one of the most insane things about the car, despite it just being there in the first place, was when I opened the door, Gary said, "Hey, it looks like the dome light's on." And I said, "There's no frickin' way. Come on now." And sure enough, I looked in there and the little clearance light in the back had a dim glow to it. So what do, man? You got to turn the key. So Gary slid in behind the seat and gave her a crank.
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
I don't remember them being this hard to get into.
Nope. Nada.
Yeah, but it doesn't do jack shit.
And obviously that first crank didn't do anything. Barely enough juice to get that light lit. Certainly not enough to crank over this 428 Cobra Jet motor. But it proved that the battery had a little bit of juice in it. And so we hooked a charger up to it and then came back to it the next morning to give it another try. All right, we're going to see if the mighty Shelby will bark to life. We've got a fully charged battery. Drip just a little gas in here. All right. That's a good start. Yeah, awesome. Woo-hoo-hoo. So it was absolutely mind-blowing to hear that thing fire up, to see the dust kick up out of the engine compartment, and to hear that 428 roar to life. I mean, that's certainly a moment that I will absolutely never forget. But the adventure with this car has just started. Obviously, there's the discovery, but now we need to verify what it is and what it isn't. While it looks like an absolutely genuine 428 Cobra GT500KR, you never know. The devil's in the details, as they said. So we need to further investigate it, get into it deep, find out if it is indeed the original matching numbers engine, make sure the carburetor's right, the transmission, the rear end, all of the major components have to be correct for this car to be valued at its highest level. Now, it's got a great story. Unfortunately, Mother Nature has had her way with it, but that kind of makes it cool. I mean, the vast majority of these cars out there in the world are completely restored at this point. So finding one that's been untouched, even one in poor shape like this, is a pretty neat occasion. And personally, if the car were mine, I'd keep it that way, get it running and driving, and rule every frickin' Cars and Coffee I ever went to with the thing. I mean, to see one cooked like this, but running and driving, absolutely epic. So we'll definitely have some follow-up video on this and some more backstory of the car itself. But I wanted to share the discovery with everybody and get them following along on truly one of my most amazing hunts so far. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe. Lots more to come. Bye-bye.